everyone, welcome to the DeHart house. My name is Alicia and I'm your host of this crafty channel here on YouTube. Today is Friday, March 15th. I think it's the 15th. I've looked it up 3 times. And what that means is that spring is right around the corner. So the first day of spring is marked on my calendar as Tuesday, March 19th. So it is coming very, very soon, which means I need to sit down and record this very video where I share with you my spring making list. So this is something new that I'm trying here on the channel. I'm creating these seasonal making lists. Basically, the idea is for each season, winter, spring, summer, and fall, I want to curate a list of projects to be working on that are related to that season. And what this is going to do is let me kind of enjoy the season, embrace what's going on right now, kind of live in the moment sort of crafting. As much as I want to be planning ahead for, gift knitting for the holiday season, I also just don't want to be doing that all year long either. So I want to create these lists to help me focus and enjoy the season. When I created my winter list, I called it my winter knit list, and I'm going to change the title to my making list because I don't want to be boxed in with just knitting crafts. And even when I called it a knit list, I still put crochet projects on it. So let's just call it a making list and just embrace all of the crafts. So for my 2024 spring making list, I put 3 items on the list. Yeah, only 3. And part of the reason for that is that I put 5 on my winter list, and it seemed like a lot because 3 of them were big garments, and I figured I wouldn't make them all, but then I'm like, you know what, actually, I'd like to make a list with the intention of making all the things on the list, instead of a list where I maybe get half of them done. So there are only 3 items on this list because I want to get all 3 finished in spring. So for the first item on my spring 2024 to make list is a lacy t-shirt pattern. And basically I want to create some lighter garments, not just in color, but also in the fabric that I create. I want it to be light, flowy, airy. To me, that reads very spring. So I stumbled upon this pattern because of another YouTuber that I was watching, and she was featuring free patterns. And this one really stood out to me. I can't for the life of me remember the podcast where I was watching. I'll have to go back through my history, but I will put a recommendation to that video down below in the description box. I'll put a link to it. So the first item on my spring making list for 2024 is a pattern called Solidago. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. But it's a pattern by the Barocco design team. And they use DK weight yarn. They're using Barocco Modern Cotton DK, which is a 60% cotton, 40% rayon blend. And the pattern suggests that you make it with 2 to 4 inches of positive ease. And the color choice for the model was just spot on, amazing. I love this bright pink color with her skin tone. It's amazing. I don't think I can pull off that bright pink color with my skin tone as much as I really, really want to. But I love the simple lace pattern that goes with it to create the mock plaid design in the fabric, mixed with the cotton rayon blend for the yarn choice. I just think this is going to be very wearable to to wear out and about, especially with a piece underneath because of the lacy holes. If I layer a piece underneath, I feel like I could easily wear that to church or to work. And the layering piece underneath, I would imagine, would be like a camisole. But yeah, so I actually just got back from going to the store to purchase yarn for this project. So I'm all ready to go for Tuesday. So I did go on Barocco. I went on Web's website, and they actually have this yarn on sale. By the time this video goes up, I don't know if it will still be on sale, but you can check it out. The Barocco Modern Cotton DK, yes, was on sale, and I was like, ooh, I might actually just buy this. And then I was looking at Joann's. I shop there a lot, and they're having a 20% off all yarn sale, and I found pretty much the same blend, and the price point is just a little bit less per yard if I bought the yarn at Joann's. I did the math, and it's just a little bit less with the unit conversion, and I'd be able to actually go and see the colors in person, which to me is worth a lot. It's really disappointing to purchase yarn online that you think looks like this color, and then it arrives, it is similar, but now it's a different color. So I went to the store and I purchased some Lion brand Kobu. I'm going to pronounce it Kobu. And this is in the ice blue colorway. And I wore a bridesmaid dress last year that was pretty much this color, maybe a little bit lighter. It's looking brighter on screen than it is in person because of my lighting. See? Screens. But yeah, they had some beautiful shades of yellow and green and pinks and purples, and you know, a lot of pastels. When I think of spring, I think of pastels. I don't personally like wearing pastels, but this is as close as I'm comfortable getting with that. So I bought 6 balls of this yarn. This is a DK weight yarn, and it's 51% cotton, 49% rayon. So it has similar, has the same content, slightly different ratios. What did I say the other one was? The other one was 60-40. This is 51-49. Close enough for me. Yeah, so I'm very excited for this project. I did purchase yarn for it, which has put a little pressure on me because I also have a goal to, in my stash, to use more out than I bring in. So I did bring some in. I plan to use it right away and get it out. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, basically this pattern ticks a couple boxes for me. A t-shirt pattern instead of a big old bulky winter sweater. So I was looking for at least one t-shirt, and it has a lace pattern in it, and I wanted light, airy, lacy. Definitely does that for me. So the first pattern on my list is the Solidago, and I'm super excited to cast this on. The second item on my spring make list for 2024 is the Breckenridge Topper cardigan, and I found this on Pinterest. Actually, I was browsing Pinterest. Every once in a while I go there and I just type in knit and I search and I see what comes up, and I stumbled upon this. I put in spring knits because I was brainstorming for my list, and I saw this photograph pop up, and I'm like, that looks really familiar. I think I've seen this before. And yeah, it was in my library on Ravelry. So I was like, well, I've been drawn to this a few times now. I need to put it on my list. So this is a pattern by Jessica Reeves Potaz, and it also uses a cotton blend yarn. So the pattern calls for Lion Brand Comfy Cotton Blend, which is a 50% cotton, 50% polyester. And that's a DK weight yarn. The pattern calls for US size 11 needles, which is huge. So the cardigan is very, I mean, it is oversized. There's a lot of positive ease that goes with this, but because of the smaller yarn, bigger needles, it's very airy. And I really like how this looks on different people. So I went through Ravelry on the project pages for folks who've knit this pattern, and I like the look of it. So I did glance through the pattern, although I haven't read it in great detail, but it looks like the amount of ease is not really specified. So there are different sizes available, and the construction seems pretty simple, basically knitting rectangles. But it doesn't really say, you know, if your bust circumference is this, plan to have X number of inches of positive ease. I couldn't find that anywhere. So in my notes, I wrote down ease, yes, but number not specified. So I'll have to comb through it with greater detail, especially when I sit down to decide what size I'm going to create for myself. I'm not sure that I have size 11 needles. I might. If I do, I mean, I rarely use them, so I may purchase those needles, or I may just use a size I have. I don't know. This one I've done a lot less planning for. I don't have the yarn for this project. I have some things I could use, but they're 100% cotton instead of the 50-50 cotton polyester, and I think I would want that blend. So I may purchase some more yarn for this project, but I'm not going to run out and do it right now because I'm not going to cast on 2 garments in one day. It's just not how I operate. When I cast on a garment, that's the only thing I want to work on because I'm so excited about it. And yeah, I'm excited about this project, but I'm ready to go with the Solidago. The third item on my spring making list is some kind of mandala crochet art. So again, Pinterest. Yeah. There have been a lot of photographs that I've pinned. Photographs, patterns, articles, Etsy shops of folks who've crocheted. To me, they basically look like beautiful doilies, and they've attached them inside of a circular frame, and it's just gorgeous. And I did find a free pattern on Ravelry, the Mandalove Circle by Sis Homemade, and I actually did a little test crochet last year. I used up some worsted weight acrylic yarn from my stash, and knowing that it would be definitely a different size than what the pattern calls for, I was mostly just crocheting the pattern to see that I could still follow a crochet pattern because it's been a while, especially for a doily type thing, and to get a sense of the size. Like, if I knit the worsted weight version and it's only this big, then I guess smaller yarn would make it tiny. So like, for me, it's hard to gauge these sizes in photographs. But I'm ready to go for this project. I found metal rings in 3 different sizes at the craft store. And I purchased crochet thread in 3 different colors so that I could create the gradient in the color. So just like in the pattern, I could mimic that with 3 different colors of crochet thread. And I would show you the colors for the crochet thread, but they're deep in my cupboard over there, and I just don't feel like getting them out. I'm so sorry. But when I work in this project, you're going to see it, I promise. So I have the supplies. I would just need to start it. And I just thought it'd be nice to have at least one thing on the list that wasn't a garment. Garments are big projects and you need to get them right because they need to fit. They need to fit, they need to feel good. And if you've been with me a little while, you know that I've had some garments just not go well. And it would be a real bummer if I put 3 garments on my making list and none of them worked out. It would just sadden me. So, not that this is guaranteed to work out, but my hope is that, you know, at least one of the 3 will work out fine. So, anyway, I'm excited. I've had these metal rings for months now. I bought them last year. And they've just been hanging up on the wall in the craft room waiting for me to get off my lazy butt and crochet a nice mandala or doily to get like mounted inside of here. So yeah, I'm excited. If you have spring making plans for this year, I would love to hear about them in the comments down below. Do you have particular patterns that you've picked out, or are there sort of hashtags or themes that you're going for? I write down in my notebook basically hashtags like the first one covers t-shirt, right? And lace. The second one covers big, light, airy. And then my third object is hashtag art. So do you have themes that you're going for or colors? I don't know what it is, but when it comes to springtime, like robin's egg blue is spring to me. Like this is the color of spring for me. Anyway, I would love to hear the things that you have planned or things you have in mind or inspirations for your spring making plans. It could be knitting, crochet, sewing, spinning. I mean, it's really endless. I just am curious to know what you guys are working on. Well, thanks for joining me today, and I hope that you are enjoying the weather wherever you are. It might be warming up or it might be cooling down, but this is definitely one of the more enjoyable times of the year, at least for me. I hope that you stay safe, you stay healthy, and that you enjoy your crafts, whatever they may be. Until next time.